Annmarie, I'm curious your take on the moves, the big moves that we've seen in the oil markets, because a lot of the comments that we were hearing from Ukraine, we've heard these before about diplomacy and compromise.
So I think there's two things for the oil markets specifically. One is potentially this is a little bit of an open door of optimism because we have tomorrow a very high stakes meeting in the sense that we have the Russian foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, in Turkey meeting with Dmytro Kuleba, Ukrainian foreign minister. So this is different than just on the border of Belarus when you have two teams getting together. These are the foreign ministers. They represent their country, and they're going to be having talks. And these comments come ahead of that. One key thing that we said that not an inch of territory will have to be discussed in this. And the Ukrainians still say that Crimea is part of Ukraine. President Putin calls it the reunification of Crimea with Russia. They view it as what it was, an illegal annexation. So this is going to be difficult. The second thing is the United Arab Emirates ambassador in Washington, D.C., this was first reported by the Financial Times, put out a statement saying that they want higher production. They want to add supply to the market. And that is probably these two items together pushing the price down.
And credit where credit's due to our Kriti Gupta over there speaking to an Iraq oil minister as well, wanting to find some sort of balance in the oil markets. It feels as though there's just a sweep of headlines. At the moment, do you feel that the optimism in the market is reflecting the optimism in Washington and the people you're speaking to at the moment?
I think it's very difficult when you look at the situation, especially the headlines that are coming out of Ukraine, the continuous onslaught on the Ukrainian people. The story today really, from humanitarian front, a human perspective, has to be that hospital in Mariupol that was bombed. This was a maternity ward with children in it and pregnant women. For me, that does not signal optimism at the moment. And what you hear from politicians in Washington is that they want to continue to make sure that Putin and the Russian economy pays the price for these images we are seeing on the ground. And that continues.